Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at news from our city, our state, and our country. And we take a look at your comments, your ideas, your suggestions. And we love Mondays here because it's the beginning of a week. If you love, okay, here's a test. If you love Mondays, or if you're excited about this week, just do a thumbs up. I want to see a number of thumbs up appearing on the screen. If I don't see them, maybe you just don't enjoy Monday as much as I do. But I'm happy. I'm happy it's Monday. It's Monday, August 21st. And it is a play. Oh, look at all those thumbs up that are starting to show up. I love it. So nice to see you all, and particularly those of you that are watching live for the first time. If that is the case, please give us the opportunity to give you a nice little welcome if you write the word new in your comment, and that way we will know that you're watching live for the first time. And as always, if you have something on your mind, if there's something that you really wish to share and you're looking for a reaction or a comment back, please add the capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment, and we'll be so very happy to look for that in the comment section. Yes, Brian, today is Monday. Stop crocheting and take a look at the calendar. No, I'm just kidding. Brian is my fellow crochet partner in crime, which I absolutely love. I call him Lady Hooker, which makes me Lady Hooker as well. Anyhow, this is what it is. Today we have some news to share. I also want to tell you a little bit about what went on with my weekend. I had a chance to go back to the nameless birria place that I mentioned last week because some of you were curious about its specific location. So I went back, took a photograph of the place so that you can see it as you're heading towards El Jorullo. If you want to try excellent birria prepared by two young men who are just getting started with this wonderful little business that doesn't even have a name. I'll show you some photos in a bit. I have at least one show and tell from one hurricane/earthquake survivor. Boy, did Southern California get pummeled over the weekend. First, a lot of water and wind, and then the earth shook. But I hope everybody is doing okay, whether you were here in Mexico or in California or elsewhere. I certainly hope that you are doing great. Okay, let us switch over to the news so that we can get started. Oh, my camera must have shifted again because there's my tummy. What's going on here? Let me shift over to the news just to make sure that I have stuff to show you. And we start with Colonia La Aurora, which is getting a little bit of a beauty makeover. La Aurora is a colonia that consists primarily of a series of social interest housing buildings located behind Sam's and across from the Aramara Market. The buildings have not been repainted for 30 years, according to the news item that I'm referencing here. But the item announces that the entire neighborhood is about to get a much-deserved beauty makeover. The work started over the weekend with public area painting, cleaning, and tree trimming, and the work will continue in the weeks to come. And just in case you're wondering where this is, it is this area over here, right across the street from the Mercado Palmar de Aramara. And if you drive or walk down these roads, another interesting appeal in this particular colonia or residential development is that there are all these food vendors on the street. There are tortas and tacos and enchiladas and birria, and they're most active during the nighttime, although some of them are open during the day. I've had a chance to visit a few of them through the years, and it is something really, really yummy to go and eat at these stands. Maybe we should do like a walking tour experience or something at some point, but not now. Now I want to continue with this little restaurant in Colomitos Beach, which keeps popping in and out of the news. We've talked about this restaurant before. At times it's been approved to open, at times it's been shut down. Some of you seem to enjoy it because it's a nice break if you're taking the hike all the way to Las Animas. Other people are not so keen about it because it is right there on the beach. But the bottom line is that Miguel Ángel Silva, who is the mayor of Cabo Corrientes, is now insisting that the business was opened by the righteous ejido owners of that land, that the business has cleared all required federal and municipal permits, and that it is open for business. And I assume it will continue to be open for business until or unless some federal agency decides that they're not supposed to. There you have it. And last, in the formal news, an independent polling company has announced that both our mayor and the governor of our state have tanked their approval ratings. Where's my sound effect for that? We need a sound effect for that. There you go. That was not what I was looking for. I was looking for this one. So Governor Alfaro is in the 21st place out of 32 governors in all of Mexico with an approval rating of 23.8%, while our mayor, Mayor Michel, is in the 99th place out of 100 mayors throughout Mexico City with only a 5.8% approval rating. Of course, what this means is that in a couple of days, another independent polling company will come out and reveal that both the mayor and the governor are among the best approved in the entire country. And that's how it goes. Just watch me. 2 days from now, tops, we'll get to see a completely different amount of information about these two lovely gentlemen. But before that, let us continue with the weather just to see what's going on. And the weather says, oh, that's not nice. Weather says, your therapist is right, you do suck. Well, I don't think I suck. But then again, I don't have a therapist, so what do I know? It is 28 degrees right now. Humidity is at 80%. Our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 82. And our weather forecast for today says that we're going to expect mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 25%, and a high temperature of 32 and a low temperature of 24. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we'll have mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon again. A chance of rain of 60% and a high temperature of 33 and a low temperature of 24. And then we will continue with Wednesday, enjoying mostly clear skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 68%, a high of 33, and a low of 24. And yes, we enjoyed a bit of weather over the weekend, certainly not as much as anybody that was closer to the path of Hurricane Hilary, which, as I understand it, became a tropical storm before reaching land in northern Baja California and then continuing north to the United States. So, what did you do to keep busy? What did you do to prepare for the hurricane's arrival? I know that at least one of you got busy and got crafty because I received some show and tell over the weekend. This came from Albert. Talk about a double whammy from Southern California, a tropical storm and an earthquake. So what did Albert do? Well, Albert is a mosaic artist, and he proceeded to work on this project, which looks to be a very wide landscape. He described it as, and I show it to you complete in this next image. He wrote to me and he said, so this is what you do when catastrophes happen. Mosaic of the north shore of Lake Superior with a big shot of Raicilla and listening to the Eurythmics. Well, if you ask me, that seems to be like a nice way to enjoy hurricane passing or tropical storm passing. That looks beautiful, Albert. Can't wait to see the finished product. Please share a photograph of it once it's completed. And as always, thank you very much to all of you or any of you that take the time to send me photographs or stories of what keeps you busy wherever you are. And speaking of busy, I had a busy weekend. I went here, there, and everywhere, but still had a chance to take care of myself and my personal projects. But I did go back to the... Okay, two things about the weekend. Number one, I was able to see a very dear friend that is going through a challenging personal time, and I was happy to see that this friend is doing okay and will be okay. We didn't have much of a chance to talk about it because it was a social situation, but if you're watching, you know who you are, and please know that I love you very much, and I know that the sun will clear a path for you to find and discover and enjoy. I have no doubt of that. But the weekend was also good for going back towards El Jorullo, and I went to Rancho Mi Abuelo with some friends. And on the way, some of you had asked more specific information about this beautiful place where I reported having birria last week and where I enjoyed this spectacular view of the Rio Quale. So since we drove right past it, I figured I would tell you a little bit more. So this is the view from the restaurant, and this is the view from where these two people are sitting right there. So as you can see, it is a very, very basic place on Felipe Angeles Street, which is the road that leads to Moro Paraíso. If you've ever been in that general direction, you've been on the road. And the birria place is open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. They start with birria early in the morning till it's sold out, usually in the afternoon. But then they continue for the rest of the day with pozole, tacos, and other Mexican dishes until 11 p.m. They're also open Monday for breakfast, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., but no tacos. Right now, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are closed just because there's not a lot of activity going on. But as you can see from this short little video, they're cooking the birria with leña, with wood. And there's the little restaurant. And as the camera's turning back to the road towards Puerto Vallarta, so you may be able to look at these buildings as a landmark, but I will show you the precise location in a map momentarily. I also wanted to take a look and meet the hosts. These are the two young guys that are doing all the cooking. I first met them, I don't even know their name. But I first met them because they're also bakers. And sometimes when you're sitting at Moro Paraíso, which does not serve dessert, sometimes these guys will be walking up and down the street just selling slices of flan and pie and stuff like that. And that's how I first met them. This is before they started the idea of their own eatery, but now they're focusing a lot or much more on the restaurant or the eatery, so they're not making much dessert. Now, where is this place located, in case you want to go? Because the place doesn't even have a name. Well, for starters, here is a very well-known landmark. If you've been to El Jorullo, and you've been down this road, you have definitely seen these arches that indicate the entrance or the beginning of the ejido. So if you go through these, you've already gone too far. So let me make this easy for you by showing you this Google Map aerial shot. First of all, Puerto Vallarta is towards the north. That's Felipe Angeles right here. You can see it clearly indicated on the map. And Moro Paraíso is further down, but not too far. And here is where the arches are located, which means that if you've reached the arches, you've gone too far. So where is the birria place? Well, the birria place is in the last building before the arches. So you want to keep an eye for the last building before the arches. Unfortunately, you will not be able to see the arches as you're heading that way from the birria place. So if you're a total newbie, you may find yourself driving all the way to the arches, in which case all you have to do is go, whoops, we've driven too far, and simply turn around, and in 2 minutes you will be right at the place. Anyhow, that's the information for these young guys. I told them, as soon as you open your Facebook page, as soon as you are ready to show your goods to a bigger public more formally, please let me know. I'd love to help you out with photos and whatnot. But in the meantime, they are just the sweetest men that you could meet, and young entrepreneurs. And I have a soft spot in my heart for people that are just getting started with something, and I wish them the very, very best. Last but not least, today is Monday, and I want to give you a reminder of the fact that the big mariachi summit is happening in Guadalajara. In a week from today, we will be able to enjoy a free performance by the Nuevo Tecalitlan Mariachi at the Malecon Arches at 7 p.m. a week from tonight. And I will leave you the link for the Facebook event in the show notes in case you are interested in attending. And that, my friends, brings us to our Chit Chat section, where I get to read your cues and we get to find out how everybody is doing. Yay! Let's see. Lots of good mornings, which I appreciate as always. Oh, Albert made me laugh. We definitely know how to overdo catastrophe here. Well, as long as you have something to keep yourself busy, and I think you did just fine, my friend, with your spectacular mosaic work. I hope you really had a chance to put a dent on that. It looks beautiful. Let's see. Doody-doody-doo. I see lots of thumbs up, which means that a lot of people are doing good this morning. And I see a new person. Hello, Tracy. I think that's a hat in your profile, and that's lovely. Welcome to Live Coffee and Headlines. If you have any questions or comments or ideas or suggestions, please feel free to let us know. Let's see what else we have. Oh, and I'm reminded of something before we go on. Saturday, we were talking about how to access the members only stuff on Coffee and Headlines. And I realized I learned something new. When I created the new membership tier recently, the Cluster Angel tier, I forgot to update all the content and grant access to all the content for the new cluster tier. So I fixed most of that. I think I still have some gallery settings to update, but now everyone that is a cluster member or a cluster angel should be able to enjoy all the members only content. If you find yourself locked out of something, please let me know. And as always, thank you very much for your patience with that. David says goodbye or hasta pronto. It was great to see you on this trip. I want to thank you once again for the Butterfingers. Every time I have a sweet Butterfinger, you will be on my mind and my heart. Safe travels back to Boston. And I look forward to your good afternoons when we're looking at the broadcast. Let's see what else we have. Oh, that is so funny. So funny, I'm not going to read it. Oh, yes, I am going to read it. Why not? It doesn't have a Q. But Brian says, there is a burger stand in Aurora that is supposed to be delicious. Never made it because they don't open until 7 p.m. Who goes out at 7 p.m.? Well, that's the thing. All those eateries in La Aurora, or most of them, are evening places, and they are yummy. Maybe we should have an expedition one of these days. Let's see. Ben. The polling in Mexico sounds about the same with the polling that's being done in the USA. Don't get me started. And Logan, hey Muffin. I look forward to seeing you this week. Muffin comments, I am fascinated by these public approval polling games. Reminds me of certain polling tactics they play north of the border. Well, yeah. Oh, this is going to be an interesting week up there, isn't it? But we don't need to go there. At least not here at Coffee and Headlines. There's another Q. Good question, Jonathan. Paco, are there any women governors in Mexico? At present time, I think there is one, maybe two. But let me open Google and let's ask Google very quickly. Are there women governors in Mexico? List of female state governors in Mexico. See, Wikipedia and Google have all the answers. Mexico's first female state governor was Griselda Álvarez Ponce de León, who was elected chief executive of the state of Colima for 1979 to 1985. And at present time, I see, well, Claudia Sheinbaum, who's no longer the mayor of Mexico City. There's Claudia Pavlovich for the state of Sonora. There's Mara Ledesma Espinosa for the state of Quintana Roo. And I think that's basically it. That's what Google has to say about that question. Moving right along. Definitely checking out the birria place when we fly down in October. I hope you do. And Chuck Shepard says his name is Chava. I suppose, Chuck, you are referring to one of the two guys. It's great to see you, by the way. I always run into you and your partner at Moro Paraíso. Again, I don't know which one is which. I don't even know their names, but it is so great to support them. I mean, I love Moro Paraíso because I've been going there for years, and we did stop by for a beer just to connect with our friends. But it is so nice that these guys are doing great. Let's see. Jill asks, must have car to go to eatery or taxi? Well, Jill, it's Jill with a fabulous last name, Davis Curtis. It depends on your walking skills. You see, the walk from El Libramiento to Moro Paraíso takes about 15 minutes, and it's a completely, or for the most part, flat terrain walk. So, can you walk there? Yes. Must you have a car? You could take a taxi. So you can take a taxi or you can walk, and you will be able to get there without a problem. I would think that it should take about 40 minutes to walk from Libramiento to the birria place. Let's see what else. the mom and pop business, said Luisa. And in this case, they're a pop and pop business. Absolutely, they are. Anyhow, I think we are pretty much done with the news today. A great way to start the week, if you ask me. I'm grateful for your questions and your comments. And as always, I look forward to seeing you again soon, hopefully even tomorrow. As always, I thank you for your ongoing support. And I hope to see you sometime soon. Oh, and one last minute. Albert says that walking is the best way to do it, especially after tres raicillas. I love it. I love it. I will try it with tres raicillas next time that I do it. Stay happy, stay kind, and I'll see you soon.